What's going on, people? Welcome to J Talks Chelsea and welcome to my match review for our hard-fought 1-0 win against Zenit in the Champions League group stages last night. And of course, it was a really big win as Chelsea of course come out after that difficult game to manage to snatch all 3 points at the end there. Really good win. Now before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, and if you do, why not hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on new uploads. Also feel free to leave a like if you do, it really helps the channel and I really appreciate it. So let's start talking about the match last night, and of course we start off with the lineup of course, and we had a 3-4-3. We had Edouard Mendy in goal, a back three of Christensen, back in the team Rudiger and Dave. We also had a midfield four of Alonso at left back, so still no Chilwell. We had Jorginho and Kovacic as a midfield pivot. We had Reece James on right wing back, of course, coming back in, obviously not suspended for the Champions League games. And then we had a forward line of Romelu Lukaku with, of course, Mason Mount and Hakim Ziyech alongside him. So there was no Saul Niguez and there was no Trevor Chalobah as well. Right, so now I'm going to take a look through what happened in the match. So before the match started, Jorginho and Tuchel were both given their awards. I believe it was the UEFA Men's Player of the Year and Manager of the Year awards. It was nice to see them get those. So we enter in the game and we had a bit of a sloppy start. Nearly gave the ball away to a good chance for Zenit. But then after the first sort of 10 minutes or so, we had quite an intense start. We were really pressing, pushing to try and make some chances. And there was a good ball over the top, however, in the 10th minute by Zenit. Good defending by Christensen, a bit of a chance there for Zenit. And then another chance for Zenit in the 11th minute with some good defending by Reece. I think it played in to the box and it was a really close chance. And they were making some of the better chances. We had a few chances for Zenit and ourselves. Zenit just shooting over the bar, and then Lukaku just going wide, I believe. And then in the 24th minute, Jorginho, Lukaku lays it off, and then Ziyech and just has a really good block by the Zenit defender, as I think that might have been going on target. And then in the 32nd minute, some good play by Mount, shrugs off the player and the ball into Lukaku, but then the block shot again just by the defender for Zenit. So Zenit really defending quite well for a lot of the first half. In the 37th minute, a corner comes in for Zenit, and their player just curls it in. Bit of a comfortable shot for Mendy, which actually was apparently the first shot on target for the game at that point in the 37th minute. Also the Zenit goalie was quite sloppy for a lot of our corners. He was having quite a few poor punches out, wasn't really convincing with those. And then James crosses in the box for Lukaku, just off target. I'm really having a lot of chances there, but not really putting them back in the net. We were quite poor chance-wise. And Mount was running through in the 44th minute and he gets a really good chance actually, but it's a really poor cross into the box. Again, a bit of a missed opportunity there. And then in the 44th minute, Dave gets a yellow card on their striker Azmoun, and there was actually no added time as we moved into half-time. So we went in, of course, at half-time, 0-0. Zenit were defensively pretty good. They didn't really look like conceding too many of the chances. They held us back pretty well. And to be honest with you, we were really quite poor in the offensive phase. We were really just sloppy with some of the final passes in the final third. And I think Zenit created really most of the best chances in the first half. So we move into the second half, and in the 46th minute, a good chance as Dave comes into Lukaku, and Lukaku plays it off to Ziyech, who just suddenly has a poor shot wide. And then in the 49th minute, Rudiger does this crazy run from our half, very Zuma-esque against Ajax, and just like barging off the defenders, gets into the box, and the shot just goes wide. It was a bit of a crazy Zuma moment again. And then the 53rd minute, a few Zenit chances, they wasted quite a few of them over that sort of period. And in the 60th minute, the game really opens up for a bit, and Zenit are actually coming through, and it almost looks like a 2-on-1 situation for Zenit, a 2-on-2, and Azmoun is running through on goal, and you think from the angle it really looked like almost like it was going to be a one-on-one chance. We had the defenders back, and Rudiger with a great time tackle, really good tackle there by Rudiger. And then there's a good turn by Mount who wins a free kick, but then sadly that free kick doesn't really come to anything. While that free kick before it was taken, Ziyech came off, the first substitute of the match for Havertz. And then in the 67th minute, Jorginho, a really poor header, falls to one of their players who just managed to curl it. Comfortable save in the end. Then finally, in the 68th minute, after a lot of poor chances were wasted and just overall not being able to break down Zenit too much, we finally get the goal in the 68th minute as Dave floats in a lovely ball, and who is there but to head it in to the bottom corner? Romelu Lukaku. Big goal that was, and just really needed that at the time. It really didn't look like we were going to make too many more chances in the game. It looked like Zenit were really defensively strong, so it was a massive goal for Lukaku. In the 78th minute, Alonso has a really good turn just outside the box and then tries to move it onto his stronger foot and just shoots wide. And then in the 79th minute, Asmiron crosses into one of the Zenit strikers that had come on, and he just puts it wide. It was so close. If he gets that right, that's going probably in the corner. Mendy's probably got no chance of saving that, and they make it 1-1. So that was a really close chance. Also, the player collided in with Mendy. He went down for a bit, but he seemed to be okay afterwards. So in the 81st minute, Dave came off for Thiago Silva, and also Alonso came off for Chilwell. So like for like replacements there. And then in the 92nd minute, Mount came on, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek came on for his first game. It was nice to see him back. Hopefully he might be able to play a few games this season. And then finally in the 93rd minute, we had a break. It was a poor pass, and then Kova was on the break, and Lukaku had a good chance, but the defender blocked it. And of course, that was the last chance of the game, and it ended 1-0, of course, to Chelsea. So I'm going to talk about the match stats for the game. Possession for us was 68% to 34, probably expected. We had 11 shots to their 6. Surprisingly, we only had we had 2 shots on target each. So we only actually had 2 shots on target, and they actually created, obviously despite Zenit being quite defensively, they managed to create the same amount of shots on target as us. Save-wise, we actually made more saves. We made 2 to their 1. We had 7 corners to their 4, and they had 1 offside, we had none, and then obviously cards, we had 1 yellow card each. So I'm going to talk about some of the players now that I thought were a bit standout. First of all, I'm going to talk about Rudiger and Christensen in the back line. I thought they were really good. I thought Rudiger especially was a tank today. He was just really good, made some really good tackles, including that one on Osman that could have come to a goal. I think he was really good. He was also pressing from the back, pushing forward, doing some driving runs. I thought he was really good. I also thought Christensen was also quite composed and just had a pretty decent, well-rounded game. I also thought Kovacic played pretty decent. I thought he had a lot of energy to him, again doing more of his pressing, and just overall was quite decent in the midfield. I thought Kova had a decent game. I thought Mount didn't have his best game. I thought that he tried, a few things didn't pull off for him, and overall, I think he had some good moments, but I don't think he was at his best, because I think we all know he can do a bit better than what he did. And of course, the big man up top, Romelu Lukaku, was just, a beast. He got in really good chances. He was getting right up to the goalkeeper for like corners, and of course, he got that goal. That massive goal, which personally, I don't know what you think, but I don't think we scored that goal last season, and I think this goal kind of just proves everything about why we needed a big striker, and I think now we've got our man. Huge goal, big night for Romelu Lukaku, who scores at Stamford Bridge in the Champions League. So let's talk a bit about how we played in the match. I thought that we were defensively pretty good. We never really looked like conceding too many of the chances that Zenit would create on the break. However, offensively, I think we were quite poor. We didn't create enough clear-cut chances. We were very sloppy. We made too many of the wrong decisions in the final third, and we had a lot of chances, a lot of possession, but we didn't make enough clear-cut chances, and it was only thanks to that Romelu Lukaku goal. And I think in past seasons this game could have finished 0-0 because I just don't think we would have put the ball in the back of the net. So I think it's really good that obviously Lukaku was coming in. I think he's proven that he's going to score goals, but at the same time it wasn't the best performance. I'm going to talk about Zenit, and Zenit really came into this game really well drilled. They were defensively really strong. Again, they really held us back. They were defensively so good for the most part. Didn't really look too much like conceding. The goalkeeper was a bit poor for corners, but they made a few chances for themselves. And like I said, defensively they were good. And they came what you'd kind of expect them to do. Really, they came for that probably 0-0 draw, which if they got, they would have probably been well deserved. And they, it's parts of the game were looking like they might actually get that. So yeah, they came and they were really good defensively, but offensively didn't really create loads. They had a few chances, and obviously they weren't quite as clinical, because if they put some of their chances away, they could have definitely have caused some damage, and we could have come out a lot worse in this game. But obviously they definitely came probably to try and get that 0-0, and did well defensively. So there was my match review for our big win in the Champions League against Zenit. Let me know what you thought of the game down below in the comments. I'd like to hear your thoughts. And yet, big win, big 3 points, and now of course we move on to that massive London derby against Spurs. Can't wait. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Come on you Blues.